Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Kojimo here, back with another video. Today we are going to talk about some more peeking advice. Yesterday I taught you guys some tips and tricks to take your peeking game to the next level. We talked about jiggling, all sorts of stuff. Well, today we are going to talk about some of the basics when it comes to angle holding and understanding when we can see the opponent and when they can see us. This is so important to know if you want to get better at this game, and even if you're a more developed player, this is something that you might still be doing wrong. But before we get into that, I do have to give you a message about some Counter-Strike 2 skins.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, KOJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
Alright, so inside of this game, the farther away from an angle that you can hold, the better, right? And you see this a lot with oppers. There's a reason why holding an angle back here, like this, is actually better than holding an angle all the way up here like this. Now you can still get away with holding in this angle, right? You can still get away with doing this, but let me show you why it's bad to hold angles from, close up. Because we're gonna go put bots in two exact spots here. We're gonna put a bot right here, bot on this angle, and then we're also going to put a bot right up here on this angle where we can see the same thing. And in this game, it's weird because the closer you peek to an angle, the worse it is, right? The closer you're peeking and doing this, the worse. Because if we go here and I'll show you, when we're peeking close to the wall, we're extremely exposed. If you see, my leg is exposed and they can see me from the site if I'm peeking close to the wall like this, right? So I don't even get to see them. I see their shadow, but I don't even get to see them till about right here. That's the first time I can see them, and look how exposed I am. The wall is right here and half of my body is sticking out. So when we're peeking from close up like this, it's very bad. There is a time and place for that, and we can get into that later. But in general, the farther away from a wall that you peek, the better, right? So actually, since I'm farther away from the wall that I'm peeking, I'm gonna see him first here, and it's gonna give me the advantage on this fight. Now, yeah, we have to jump up, so it's a little bit of a disadvantage, but imagine that if this was a flat surface, we'd be able to just walk smoothly and kill him on the side of the shoulder right there, versus he's actually this angle, this is more fair fight a little bit. He's gonna probably see us before we see him. I'd have to have another player in here to test that out, but essentially what you need to understand is the closer you are to the wall when you're peeking, the worse it is, right? And so, angles like on catwalk here, when we're swinging close like this, like I said, there is a time and place for it, but in general, you don't want to peek angles like this, right? We don't want to swing like this and do this unless we have like a flash or something and we're just getting in there. We want to swing as close to back walls as possible, right? And don't forget you're pre-aiming and stuff, but swinging back here is going to give us the advantage. And that's just going to be the case anywhere we're peeking, right? Peeking close doors like this, bad. We don't want to peek doors like this for many reasons. We want to peek doors from back here. It gives the other team that much less of a chance to kill us, right? And then, like I said, it's just anywhere you're holding angles. Whenever possible, especially you oppers out there, it's so bad to hold angles that are super close like that. It's why you don't want to be up on this corner like this necessarily, but you also want to be way back here when you're holding it. Because when they're walking out of doors, if you're farther away, you are going to see them first. It's something that people don't understand, and it's why this fight is actually so bad for the T's, because you're getting bottlenecked, and the only way to make this fight fair is with flashes, which is why people usually dump flashes over, because this opper can sit back here and post like this, and he's gonna see you 10 out of 10 times. There's no trick that you can do here that he's not gonna see you first, right? If you're just taking a fair fight here and he's posted on you, this is a lost fight every single time unless he misses, right? He sees your toes, your elbow, your shoulder, everything before you even get a chance. And that's where like cool things like little boosts we can do here. Like I'll show you guys, we can do like some cool gimmicks and boosts to negate that, where we like peek out and surprise them. So you know, that's where like doing these unique peeks is very beneficial, right? So whatever you do inside of this game, also when you are peeking these angles, never walk peek, right? Walk peeking is going to get you killed. What you want to do if you have to swing an aggressive close angle is swing fast. You have to swing fast. So if you're forced to be here and you just have to take a fight, one, you can jiggle, because that is a fast thing. Jiggle, try to get that shot out, or just completely swing, right? And that's where we get the Xantares peek, is where we're actually close to the wall, but we're swinging with such aggression that it's actually not that bad. And when you're doing this, make sure you're not using W and D or W and A. When you're doing these peeks, make sure you are only pressing D or pressing A. So in this case, we're pressing D when we're swinging. And a really good tip that I have is we're gonna include a crouch peek in this. So as soon as we take contact on these players, we're gonna crouch peek out and start shooting them. Boom. And what this is going to do from an opper's perspective is, yeah, an opper's supposed to be, you know, posted on your chest, but sometimes when you peek out, they might instinctively like try to shoot your head or just shoot whatever they can see. And if you crouch, it changes your hitbox for that split second, making the fight harder. You can do this against riflers too. It's actually more effective to Xantares peek against riflers because they're, you know, if you combine it with a crouch peek, they're more likely to be trying to go for your head, so it's actually better, right? So we can do this anywhere. Gear it up, boom. Literally anywhere we're at, we can do this kind of peek. And just keep in mind, in Counter-Strike, it's always better to peek on the right side. So when we're peeking left side angles like this, the other team actually has the advantage. When we're peeking the right side, because of just the way peeker's advantage and the way the like camera works, it's so weird, right? Right side peeks are always better. But these aggressive peeks where we're crouch peeking at the end of it is always so good. And then if you don't see anyone, you just keep going, right? So sorry, I'm like flying around here. It's probably sporadic to watch. But that's why, like, if we didn't see anyone here, like those bots weren't there, you wide swing, okay, you don't see anything, then you hold W, come up here and get ready to do it again. Get ready to wide swing and then crouch when you see them. It's not good to crouch all the time, but it can be really effective because, guys, remember, when you're crouching, your recoil control is a lot better. So I'll show you on the wall here. This is crouching, I'm not moving my mouse at all, and this is standing. And you can't really see it that much on a wall that's that close, but here, this is standing, right? And then this is crouching. So as you can see, the crouch actually is smaller. I know in that first of all, that was a bad example, because when you're so close, it's like, it doesn't really, it's hard to tell the difference, but crouching is like very good for making your recoil smaller. So these are a little bit of tips and tricks that I find that help out a lot inside of the game when it comes to peeking, understanding. I see way too many oppers like holding angles as close as possible. Like they're literally sitting here holding an angle. And one, also, when you're holding an angle, guys, like something like this, you're so exposed. So if you're close to the wall like that, you are so exposed, and this guy can literally just sit here and see your hand and sometimes your head, versus if you're holding all the way back here. So a lot of new players, when they're holding an angle like this, they don't understand that, and they literally just put themselves where they're getting exposed. Your whole entire body is sticking out here. Your body's not sticking out at all here, right? For the most part, right? If they peek super deep on you, they can still probably see a little bit of your hands, but they're not gonna be able to kill you like they can if you're peeking on the door. So start doing this in your games, start improving, start getting better. I want to see you guys growing as players, and doing stuff like this is going to help you. Like right here, you're exposed to not only like the swing, but you're also exposed to this angle. This shows you it perfectly. Look at this. Look at how much of a noob you are holding this angle versus, you know, when you're holding the same exact angle from back here. Can't see him at all. Literally, look, can't see the guy at all. He's blocking the vision, but still, it's impossible to see. So right there, that sums up exactly what you should be doing. No, yes. So make sure to stay tuned, guys. I pump out lots of good content. Check me out on twitch.tv/CodeMoCS. I have lots of good stuff over there. You can watch me play live, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out these videos on your screen right now. Appreciate every single one of you. Let's keep growing, keep grinding, and making this year great.